First of all, let me start off by saying good morning and welcome to St. Louis #1 Cemetery, the oldest cemetery in New Orleans, the third most famous graveyard to visit within the United States. First one, John F. Kennedy. Second one, Elvis Presley. Once they get to New Orleans, they want to see Marie Laveau, the Voodoo Queen from New Orleans. You got it? Okay, let's rock and roll. The reason why we buried above ground, they didn't want their family to be eaten by rodents. That's why we buried above ground from the beginning. If you're a census taker, and you was counting how many dead people in here, you miscount. Like you may look up at that grave, 1, 2, 3, you miscount. Look how many people in this one grave right here. Everybody's in this one grave. Oh, damn. Ain't that something? You got one coffin. Everybody's behind the coffin. When I say behind the coffin, that is called a bag of bones. So the next, you can't open it till a year and a day. Now that was before the Civil War. You got one coffin in there now. Don't ask me if everybody in the coffin. First thing I'll see what you think, they are miniature midgets? No, they're not. Okay? Everybody's behind the coffin. That's Marie Laveau, the Voodoo Queen from New Orleans. Come on, let's go take a look closer. This is Marie Laveau. You see that marker on there that says Marie Laveau? Uh-huh. That marker says Marie Laveau, but she's not in there. She used to have X's on that grave. I put 3 X's on that grave 55 years ago. I made a wish, but the X's represent God bless you. So when you make a wish, you don't put no X on no grave, just ask God to bless you. When you make a wish to be rich. That's what I did. I made a wish to be rich. And guess what? I'm still waiting. I'm rich by life, poor by pocket. Because you know what happened? I put my 3 X's on the wrong goddamn grave. The reason why she knows so much about other people's business, her professional job, while she was a hairdresser. And all of her customers were rich white folks. But these rich white folks had slaves living in their houses. But the slaves in Marie Laveau was very, very good friend. So the slaves used to tell Marie Laveau everything that she needed to know. Voodoo. Voodoo is negative. That's with the pins and needles. You ever seen a picture when they take the needle and stick it in somebody's heart and they have a heart attack? Evil spirit, oh evil spirit, wherever he's at, let him feel it now. Pow, ouch, ouch, ouch. I don't care where he felt that. I stuck him in his ass. Come on. Now this is Marie Laveau real grave right here. See where her grave sits. You see that plaque on there, where that grave sits.
Man, her entire grave is X's.
Have you ever heard when you're being buried in the earth, where the coffin comes out of the grave? You ever heard that before? Now folks, have you ever been to a funeral while the coffin is coming out of the hearse? First thing you do, you run to the grave site. Look down in the grave and find out that it's about 6 feet deep. Old Joe was the graveyard digger. His job is digging grave to take care of his family. Like mine is giving information to take care of mine. Here come a rich man with a poor pocket. He said, Joe, I'm burying my grandmother in 3 days. And I would like for you to dig her grave. But, oh Lord. But somebody said, but, something coming behind but. But I don't have too much money. So Joe said, I will see that your grandmother's grave will be digged. So being you haven't paid Joe right, Joe is not going to dig no 6 feet grave. He's going to dig a shadow grave. Anytime you put a coffin in a shadow grave with this much syrup on top of the coffin, consider as being buried. Every time it rains, the water get under the coffin, it lift it closer to the top. So when it's a hard hurricane, that coffin will come completely out of the grave. Look what my daddy told me before he died. He said, son, come here. I said, yes, Daddy. He said, son, when I die, bury me deep. Put a can of molasses at my head and feet. Put a hunk of cornbread in my hand and let me sink my way to the promised land. Come on, y'all. That's real marble. Hey, y'all got it? Well, come here. I said, well, ooh la la, there ain't no ghost. When I was about 15 years old, Had a young man, met a young lady one Saturday evening at a dance. On their way home, they passed through the graveyard. Once they passed through the graveyard, the young man have to excuse himself for a minute or two. You know what a young man would do. But when he turned back around, hey, how are you doing? The young lady was gone, but he knew her name. The only way he knew her name, she must have told him. He knew her address. The only way he knew her address, she must have told him. So the next day, the young man went to the young lady's house, knocked on the door. The mother answered the door and was very shocked for anybody to be asking for her daughter. She said, son, wait here for 1 minute. She went and got a picture of her beautiful daughter, brought it back to the young man. The young man said, yes, ma'am, that's her. She said, son, my daughter been dead for 3 years. So just think how that young man felt. He done been out all night with a ghost. I don't know if he went to the crazy house, because I sure would have been next door. But they made a song about that incident. Ain't too many people know it. It goes a little like this. Me and my girl was coming home from a dance, and she decided to stop and make more rants. So listen to my story, and that's for sure. I'm never going down there no more, down through that graveyard. They sat on the tomb. They started hugging and kissing by the light of the moon. So listen to my story, and that's for sure. I'm never going down there no more, down through that graveyard. Well, how you like me now? We've been around the corners. We've been around the bends. This is not exactly where it started, but I'm afraid this is where it ends.